So I think it's a great question, how you use technology for education. I think that my response probably isn't expected. I think that when teachers try to just use technology and bring it into the classroom, I think it sometimes flops because we're not using it in the way that students are using it. So I think a better way than thinking about how we use technology is thinking about, okay, well, first of all, doing something where you know, asking students and let them decide. But then also I think what's interesting is trying to think about when you use technology, when these guys are using technology, what are they actually doing? What's the actual, like the action verb of what they're doing, right? So if a student is, like right now, you might be listening. When you're thinking of a song, you're analyzing, you're summarizing. So all of these things, posting, commenting, critical thinking, complimenting, analyzing, applying, aren't these things that we ask students to do in math and science and English? Analyze, compare and contrast. So for me, the question is, how do we think about what are the action verbs that students are doing with technology, and then trying to bring some of that into the classroom, rather than just saying, let's bring out the iPods. Let's say, okay, what are you doing with the technology, and how do we tap into some of those learning styles?
What I was going to say about the technology is, like, back in the day, like even Fantasia, people like Fantasia, Mary J. Blige, if they had the internet that we do today, they had the technology advancement, they wouldn't have had to go do any of those illiterate problems, or not being able to read, or not being able to do math problems to like calculate how much money they're earning and stuff like that. Because nowadays you have computers to do that for you. You don't have to do that for yourself. Like, I'm not saying rely on the computer, but if it's there, why not? If you had to compromise your technology, you shouldn't have technology at all. That's what I would say to that.
Mother, there's a side to me you don't know, different to the child with the smiling photos. Made some decisions, some wrong, some right now. Strangers for my number when I'm sleeping at